Good morning, guys. Today we're going to go on a little adventure. As you probably know, we're here at Lake Atitlan, and this place is absolutely gorgeous. But you know, we usually travel by van, but this place right here is set in on this lake surrounded by volcanoes and mountains. So to get out of here, it's very steep and the roads are very bad. So to go from city to city in the van or village to village, it's not real workable. So today, I'm gonna take a couple-hour walk about up to San Marcos. And along the way, we're gonna check out a couple other villages. So I'm breathing hard already, and I just started. But just know, this is super steep almost everywhere you go here. So the terrain's kind of treacherous. I don't think the hike itself is too bad, but I got to get out of here, out of Pasacap, where we're staying. So come on, let's go. So this right here will give you an idea of how steep this really is. So you can see the houses scattered along the mountainside there. And this is pretty normal for all around the lake. And so to find a little road or trail that's tucked away along the mountainside, there are just not too many of them. Been walking now for about 10 minutes. And it's really just a dusty road. It's not a good road, but there is a road here. I just saw a delivery truck drive out of it. Something we could definitely get the van on. One thing also, a lot of the views so far of the lake I haven't been able to see because all these little communities or villages along here have these walls and door fences. So I understand that the road's gonna stop up here. I don't know where. It's actually gone on longer than I thought. And maybe the views will improve. I just came on a part of the road where it's like paver bricks, but it opens up and you guys can see that's straight down a couple hundred feet. But I believe this trail is gonna wrap around this and we're gonna head back on there to the next city. This is a fairly steep road down into the little village. And down here, I can see there's a little bay, and those are water taxis that are tied up. I'm supposed that's the people who drive them, operate them, probably live down here. But this is a nice little bay, but you can see just beautiful views from everywhere. Look at this thing. And of course, my favorite is Fuego and Acatenango off there in the distance. So as I'm coming into this little village, I can see a little mountain ridge up there, so kind of a little valley tucked away. And the tuk-tuks and motorcycles, there's no shortage of those along this trail. Turns out this is the center of Sununa. You guys can tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's clearly a little village here. And it goes up into the mountains. We might go up in there a bit, but we got to find our trail. Lots of street dogs. And it's definitely a Mayan culture based on the clothes. Little tienda right there. Taxi. But as I was saying, it's definitely more of a Mayan feel. The women or girls all wear sort of long skirts, colorful skirts. So this cobblestone road has a little bridge here that I get to cross. Again, I think we're in the town of Sununa. But this is a little stream that dumps down into the lake. Hold on. So we passed through it quickly, but one last look at the village of Sununa. But everywhere you look, even though we see some sort of authentic Mayan culture. You still see the expat touch. And there's a look from another direction back into that little village. It's turned into a narrow dirt trail through the forest. Looks like we're going to gain a little elevation here. So far it's been a really cool walk. Some buzzards playing around in the tree. Just kind of skirting along the lake, and all of a sudden I come up onto this area right here. So clearly nice walls on both sides of the sidewalk, the walkway. Pretty smooth cobblestone walkway. It's landscaped all the way up there. There's some pretty buildings up there. And maybe you can see in there, I can't. But that's what's on the other side of the wall. So there's quite a bit of construction going on out here. But it is scarcely populated around here. It's real hard to get in and out. I'm not sure about the utilities. I think everybody pretty much has electrics. I think all the water comes from the lake. But look how pretty they've landscaped this. One thing I'm noticing about this hike is that it's sort of like traveling in the van. Coming around this lake, just everything changes all of a sudden. So there's big boulders and rocks. It feels cool and damp right here. It feels really nice. And the little this little wooded trail. And then we just came back through that little Mayan village. And there's sort of like a hippie culture on this side of the lake. Anyway, as we travel in the van, we see all these different cultures, different lifestyles, different houses, all that stuff. And I'm actually seeing it right here on this walk. And it's actually kind of nice to see it just at a little bit of a slower pace. But I just came downhill a little tiny bit. And there's the water. So I think we're coming around on that little peninsula that juts out. And back in that corner over there is where the village was. And another street dog. I don't know if you can see it. There's a fisherman down there in a little wooden fishing boat. And I just saw him pulling a fishing trap or a fishing line. It looks like he's moving on. I just had a thought of my parents as I'm walking this trail. And I remember when I was a little kid, that jokingly, they would always talk about when they had to walk miles and miles to school back when they were kids in the snow, and it was uphill both ways. So maybe this is the trail they were talking about. The only thing missing is the snow. But I know up in the States there's been plenty of that, so we won't talk about snow, especially while she's not here. We're on some switchbacks, so it just got really steep. So I'm gonna go so I'm not just breathing in your ears. Here by what claims to be by far the best view on the lake. It's just on the peak above Sununu. It's a restaurant up here, Lomas de Sununu. There's the view. So where I came from was just around that point. That's where Pasacap is. And that's San Pedro down there in the bay. And I believe the hotel and restaurant is closed, like a lot of places around here, because of the COVID. And so I should mention that, like most places we travel, there just aren't very many people here. And this is no exception. The wind is picked up. I'm on a trail. I would say up to this point, you could have had a tuk-tuk ride. But now This is walking only. I'm going through the cornfields, and the view of the lake is now no longer guarded by fences, businesses, and residents. Very cool. What a beautiful walk, guys. Kind of coming around the corner. Have a bit of a new, different look here. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining the journey with us. It's so awesome having you guys along. We appreciate your comments, and we just appreciate you guys following along. It means a lot to us, and thank you for that. But I guess this is as good a place as any, and I'll show you what I see as I talk. But this is as good a place as any to share with you guys kind of some news we got yesterday. But if you remember, when we crossed the border, we had 3 months basically to make it through the G4 countries. So Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Honduras. 3 months from when we left Mexico. Well, we were hoping the Costa Rica land borders are currently closed. So we were hoping that they would open in time for us to cross over. But we just found out that they're going to be closed. The land border is going to be at least closed for another month. Now, Costa Rica has been updating on a month-to-month basis. So we have to figure out what we're going to do now. We don't know if we're going to be able to get an extension. That's something we're hoping for. Also, we're not real far from Mexico. So another option is possibly shooting back to the border, checking out. Of course, we'd have to get another COVID test, but we could renew our time that way. But as I kind of told you when we crossed into Guatemala, we're on the clock. So that's our current situation. But check this little view up here coming out. So this is a good look at the trail. So that's the hotel I was talking about on the top. And so we just kind of wrapped around down there through the cornfields and then back around here. And we're still going. This trail is super cool, guys. One you definitely want to do. I love the walking part the best, where it's just the nature and not the structures, the man-made structures. This is my favorite part. This is where it gets at least a little bit technical. See, we got some steep stairs. Looks like there might even be some nice places to put your hand, but they're narrow, windy, and straight down. But it looks like we're going all the way down there only to have to climb back up. Whoa! Oh, that rock is wobbly right there. Oh my gosh. That could have led to a horrible face plant right there. Let me come down here and show you guys what happened. Oh. Oh. All right. So I'm coming down, and as you guys can see, this is straight up and down. I step on this right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at that. Oh, so scary. And it really is straight down. Wow, that was a little technical. This is where I think it's fair for me to remind you that heights give me the heebie-jeebies. So, some kind of village down there. Let's go see what it is. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a steep switch back here, and down at the bottom they used tires, old used tires, and filled them with cement to make the little walking steps. But again, overall pretty impressed with this trail as I come down into this little town. I can't think of the name right now, but I was expecting this town. A lot of ups and downs on this trail, a lot of elevation changes, and the reviews kind of made it sound slight. I don't think it's slight, but it's really cool. So as I come into Jabalito, it looks like the sidewalks may be able to handle a tuk-tuk. I haven't seen one yet, so I don't know if they're allowed up here or not. I'm thirsty, so I need to find a tienda to get something to drink and maybe a snack. I think there's a tienda up here. So this city is not as steep as some other ones. There you can see a little market. But this city is not as steep as some of the other ones. But yet if you look up on the mountains up there, they're just covered with little farm plots all the way up on the steepest parts where they grow corn. Amazing. But we're headed on to Santa Cruz and then probably grab some lunch there and head back to Pasacop and see what Snow and the kitties are up to. And just outside of Jabalita, you see all these big boulders, and it reminds me of the big boulders that were rolling down the hill towards us from Pacaya. But I understand that Lake Atitlan is a super volcano from way back. And so the lake would sort of be the crater of that super volcano. And then kind of what you're looking at when you're looking out over the lake is the rim around that super crater. And then around the outside, more recent history, still old history, a lot of other volcanoes have popped up. So a very active area, but definitely makes it a very unique place. And now I have a turn in the road. Let's go this way. I think I see Santa Cruz. I see the little boat taxi port there, and I see the village going straight up the mountain, just like it's advertised. They say when you get off the boat, get prepared to go straight up, and that city looks like it meets the bill. So I think I'm almost there. It's pretty good because I'm hungry, so I think I'm gonna grab a little snack and something to drink before we head back. So the trail popped out. If you can see that green pole down there, right between those two green poles at the bottom of the hill, onto this road. And then the road is straight uphill. But you can see, I'm almost there. I almost made it. I hope this place is cool. And then again, it's about the journey, not the destination. And it's been a beautiful walk already. Sure, I won't be disappointed. Still going up. incredible. Hola, buenos días. Or is it buenos tardes? Yeah, buenos dias.
Well, you know what they say. There are no kingdoms without rulers. Are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the low, we are brave. Yes, even braver than the bravest. So let's go, start the race. We should be kings and queens every day. You've been trying to find your crown. Happy camper through the ups and downs. Keeping calm, winning ground. Let's build castles now. We'll make gold.
So there's, it looks like some corn coming in on the boat right there. And that looks like the stuff they load up in the pickup trucks, carried out that we saw them uploading back up top. Here's some kids right here carrying it out. That might be cement. Anyway, all of the stuff is carried out by hand like that. Up these steep hills. So I made it here, guys. I'm gonna have some lunch. This beautiful spot on the lake. I'll show you, have a little sandwich, and then I'm gonna hop on the boat, take a taxi back to Pasacop, and we're gonna check out and see what Snow and the kiddies are doing.
Still thinking about how we met. Yeah, I'm with you now. Oh, one thing that it's plain to see, the best thing in this life's for free, and that's so true now. And there I was with my world falling apart, hoping just to get by. I played it by heart, and now I sing. I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, we're cruising down to Mexico. I'm turning up the radio, 'cause I'm with you now. You and me, we know that love is in the air, like the wind blowing through your hair. Oh, I'm with you now. I was waiting for the summer to end, thinking about the good times that we had.
All right, let's see what they're up to.
Nothing. We just finished eating lunch and we're editing videos. And the kitties are sleeping. If you liked this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when we put out new videos. To see behind the scenes action and help support our journey, head over to our YouTube membership page. You can find the link in the video description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in a few days.